Medfit Rehab founder Joanne James is a medical exercise specialist. Medfit Rehab, restoring strength and movement, making a difference in people's lives. 647-259-5481. MedfitRehab.com. If you've been diagnosed with a chronic ailment, diabetes, osteoporosis, cardiovascular cancer, Joanne James, medical exercise specialist for over 25 years, is your answer. Joanne and her hands-on team of professionals will design a customized medically based exercise program for you. Medfit Rehab provides the best in post-rehab functional conditioning programs. Medfit Rehab, 647-259-5841, medfitrehab.com. Hi, Michelle. How are you this morning?
I'm well, Zelda. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. Okay.
Good.
All right. So if you want to lose weight, don't sit next to a smoker. You know, I don't see very many smokers anymore. They're all hidden somewhere.
Well, they're all clustered outside in a particular place. I don't know. I agree with you, but then I think I've seen more as well. But smoking is bad on all levels, and I think that everyone knows that now. We're talking specifically about secondhand smoke in this case. So we've known for some time that the dangers of being exposed to secondhand smoke are quite dramatic, cardiovascular or metabolic problems. But now we're finding out that the exposure to the secondhand smoke can actually cause weight gain. So explanation goes as follows. The research in this case was done on mice. The smoke triggered a tiny lipid called ceramide, and that begins a process of the body becoming insulin resistant. And when that happens, the body needs more insulin, and when insulin goes up, more fat is being made. So what the result of this showed was a clear correlation between the ceramide and weight gain. So what researchers are trying to do now is develop a safe ceramide inhibitor that's safe for humans. So, because at all levels, being exposed to secondhand smoke is just a bad thing. And also, the other interesting thing, too, is smokers themselves become insulin resistant. So there's a whole host of health repercussions that we all have to take into account. But so for all intents and purposes, stay away from smoke exposure as much as you can is basically the message for today.
Okay, well, I think it's interesting that, you know, I always thought, as I was growing up, I never smoked. I never thought it was, it looks good, you know, at the time when you're very young, to have one of these cigarettes years ago in your possession, it was supposed to be sophisticated. But if you huff and puff and you make a complete fool of yourself because, you know, you don't know what you're doing, I would say you just butt that cigarette out and think. But I thought that there's so many rules up now. You can't smoke in restaurants. You can't smoke here, there, and whatever. So who's smoking where, and how's that secondhand smoke affecting people?
Well, probably the worst offender is people who live with a smoker. Most often it's children who are victims of this. If you have a parent, or worse too, that smokes, they are being brought up in that environment, which is completely unhealthy. For another example, if you spend enough time with somebody, I mean, smoking outside, yes, it's not like being in an enclosed space, but you're still breathing it in. If you happen to be sitting outside and chatting with someone who's smoking, you're still being exposed to secondhand smoke. You're still going to get that risk of the exposure. So it is certainly a problem, but as you mentioned, maybe not as dramatic as it once was, when you couldn't go to a bar or a restaurant or anywhere without having some smoking issues, right? And of course, this is not the case necessarily around the world. Smoking or non-smoking laws and rules are a little bit different everywhere. But I think we're coming to a point where we're going to be as smoke-free as possible wherever allowed.
Well, I think people should, you know, have the rights to do what they want as long as they're not harmful to other people. In this case, you know, the proof has that it can be harmful, but we are taking away the freedoms that, you know, people have the right to have. Anyway.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you're absolutely right. And the thing is, I'm all for that. Again, you take responsibility, you get to do what you want. But when it affects other people, like if you want to smoke knowing all the risks, that's fine. But don't do it in my space.
Yeah, that's right. Smoke in a cave or somewhere where there's nobody there. Anyway, thank you, Michelle. Hopefully Joanne will be back on Monday and we'll speak to you again on Friday and Sunday. Take care.
You bet.
Bye.
Okay, thanks.
Bye. Joanne James, founder and medical exercise specialist of Medfit Rehab, will improve your overall health through medical exercise. Contact Joanne James, 647-259-5481, medfitrehab.com.